Hello, good morning, everybody. Hi, Zoe. Hi, Stephen. Hi, Holly. Just going to give it an extra minute just to see if any more attendees join, and then we'll kick off. Hi, Kenny. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Andy. Right, starting to fill up now. What I'll do, I'm going to just I'm going to kick off now. So obviously this will be on demand, so I think we'll be able to share this webinar after the session as well. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, and I hope you've all got a coffee and tea in your hand, ready to fuel up for today's session. We're thrilled that you've taken the time to join the webinar hosted by Advantage and Yavrio today. We're going to be diving into Yavrio's open banking solution for Business Central, and we're going to explore how our partnership enhances the banking capabilities within Business Central. So at Advantage, we're proud to call Yavrio the ultimate business banking application for Business Central, which quite fittingly, fits the title of today's webinar. So whether you're already using Business Central and looking to boost your banking functionality, or you're considering adopting Business Central as your accounting ERP platform, you should find this session useful. So we're going to aim to keep things quite brief and short, but impactful. And we're going to kick things off with a brief introduction, obviously, to Advantage. I know some of you probably already know who we are, and then followed by a handover to obviously the banking expert Phil at Yavrio. So who's going to introduce Yavrio, explain what they do, and then going to sort of walk you through their open banking application. And at the end, we're going to leave around 5 minutes for any questions you might have. So feel free to jot those down as we go. So brief introduction to Advantage. So, who are we? So we've been around for over 25 years. We're a tier 1 Microsoft solutions partner, and we're 100% committed to delivering cutting edge Microsoft technologies that includes everything from Dynamics and Microsoft Office to AI-driven solutions like Copilot. Our specialty lies in providing tailored Microsoft Dynamics solutions that help businesses streamline and automate your operations. Today, of course, we're focused on Business Central, on the finance and accounting side of Dynamics, which is obviously one of our key areas of expertise. We also handle legacy ERP systems such as Great Plains GP as well. Beyond finance, we also excel on the customer engagement front. So we cover everything from customer relationship management solutions and CRM, automated marketing, customer services, business insights and reporting, and just general business applications. So we are a full service IT agency, as well as offering everything from first to third line IT support, software licensing, cybersecurity services, and training, cyber awareness training. So if any of you have any needs in these areas, feel free to reach out. Our primary focus at Advantage is really on serving small to medium businesses. So we understand the growing pains that come with scaling a business, and our job is really to ensure that your systems are growing alongside you and your business. We provide everything from quick start, fixed scope, fixed price solutions as like an entry point into Dynamics, all the way through to extensive, fully customized bespoke systems. So we personally work across various industries such as professional and financial services, logistics, distribution, healthcare, and not-for-profits, just to name a few. But our goal really is to understand what your key business challenges are and translate those into practical Microsoft solutions, including open banking, of course. So we take pride in having an agnostic approach to technology. So we'll always recommend the best-in-class options that are available. And that's one of the reasons why we've partnered with Yavrio on the banking side. They offer a solution that is both easy to implement, simple to use, but it's massively impactful on people's day-to-day. So that's me. I'm Adam Hamid, one of the account managers at Advantage. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or just like a general chat about all things Microsoft and Dynamics. So without further ado, I'm going to pass over to Phil now from Yavrio. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Adam. Appreciate it. Hey, everyone. Really good to really good to meet you guys. I'm going to share my screen just so we can. bring up I've got a brief presentation. We don't have very long, so but yeah, it's great to be on this webinar. And yeah, we've been working with Advantage for just over a year now. We work with a few dozen, I would say, of their customers, and it's been a great relationship. So as I'm a partner success manager for Yavrio, and essentially my job is to make sure that our Microsoft partners have everything they need to be able to support their customers. So who's Yavrio? Yavrio, in summary, is a open banking application that plugs directly into Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central. And we are the UK's first open banking full suite application that can do these three things. First is how you connect your accounts so that you can get your balances, how you're going to be, how you get your transactions into the system, and how you make payments. So that is really what is setting us apart. Now, if I just move us along. Now, why we started Yavrio, our CEO, John Lewis, not to be confused with the department store, which would be nice because we're coming up to Christmas, but yeah, he's been a Dynamics consultant for about 12 years now, and he wanted to make what is already an amazing system, being Business Central, even better by creating some enhancements around how you're going to be initiating transactions and managing some of your financial data. And what we decided to implement is a fileless system that can send communications directly both with the bank as well as the BACS Bureau, and we also have some strategic partnerships for international payments, which I'll briefly cover in a second. So why Yavrio? Well, Yavrio, we consider ourselves fintech first, ERP second. So our bread and butter is with finance and technology. We are leveraging the experience of some people in our company to integrate into these ERP systems. We're not going to stop at Business Central, but Business Central is definitely our bread and butter. In terms of our coverage, why customers love us, we connect to over 10,000 bank accounts, and that is across the UK, the EU, the US and Canada, some in the Middle East as well, and very shortly we'll be expanding into Southeast Asia as well as Australia and New Zealand. Another reason why people love us is we have quite a robust compliance team, so the robust security and FCA compliance around that. We actually we're so keen on getting this up and running that we did all the compliance first and the security first. And that's actually what gave us a 2-year head start in the fintech space in ERP systems in general. So, and at the bottom it says savings from day one. It really is. So the way that Yavrio works is a plug and play, easy to use application. You tend to forget that there is an application in your system. That's how seamless we've made the UX, and so I hope that is demonstrated in me showing you. I mentioned that our proposition is kind of summarized in 3 areas. One is feeds, how we pull in transactions and how we make payments. So in terms of our feeds, etc., I'll show you what that looks like in just a moment. There's not much to go over here just by talking, but in terms of the automated reconciliations, definitely contributes towards the savings from day one. The average user is spending about 10 to 15 minutes per bank per day reconciling their transactions from the bank, and that is when you go to your bank, download a CSV file, bring them into your system, upload the CSV file, and then start matching your transactions that way. Whereas we can do an automated system that can schedule these statement pulls and bring them straight in, so that before you even come in the morning, it'll all be there ready for you. And then lastly, the payment rails. We're a multi-payment rail solution, and so we do faster payments, SEPA payments, BACS payments. We also do international payments, single and bulk, multi-currencies as well, and that's via a strategic partnership that we have with a company called xe.com, part of the .com bubble. There is a very mutual benefit there, so they want our API to be able to facilitate open banking payments, and then we want the SWIFT network to facilitate that international bulk payment, still maintaining the integrity of being a fileless system. And that is where we want to remain. We probably will never deal with files again, especially as CSV files existed at the same time as the French guillotine. So that was still legal then. So in terms of these payment rail solutions, I'll just dig into the domestic ones a little bit more, that being faster payments and BACS. So just as I guess an educational piece, there is in open banking, the banks will typically use faster payments to process money. Think of paying with a credit card, paying a credit card statement off. Let's use Amex as an example. When you go to pay off your Amex bill, you can either pay with a card, the long number, the expiry date, and the security code, or you can pay with an account-to-account transfer. If you pay with an account-to-account transfer, you select your bank, takes you to your bank, and then you initiate a simple payment that way. And the settlements is anywhere between immediate and 2 hours. So yeah, that is the default payment rail for 99.5% of the UK business banks. So what happens if you don't want to send faster payments? No problem at all. We are also in partnerships with the BACS Bureau. And by having a partnership with the BACS Bureau, we can actually connect you directly to them so that you can initiate payments, and then they sit on top of the bank. So then the BACS Bureau can then request your bank to release funds, again, filelessly. And that we are the first to be able to do this in any ERP system. So that is a very strong proposition, and something I would really encourage you to look into. And I'll be happy to provide a demo and go a little bit further in if you just speak to a consultant, and we can go from there. So that said, I will stop waffling and just talking about Yavrio. Let's actually see Yavrio. So it's very easy to install. We have a saying called live in 5, and that is the time it takes to actually install Yavrio into your system. So it's not going to be a huge project. You just click on this button, and then that downloads into your Business Central instance. And we're doing an offer which I'll cover towards the end of the demo, but stay tuned for that. So let's go into the system itself, where if you've logged in, then you'll be brought to this screen here. And Yavrio is actually going to sit in your bank accounts, which is apt considering we're a banking application. And under the bank statement service, you're going to see Yavrio registration, where you just fill out a short form. We'll do a KYC check, and then from there, you're free to use Yavrio as you wish. So first thing we're going to do is, after you've downloaded Yavrio into your instance and you've filled out a registration form, the next step is to connect your bank account. So for the purposes of this demo, I'm going to connect to this one here. It's a NatWest Bank Sandbox account. So we are going to click on Bank Statement Service, Connect Bank Accounts. And as we are connected to 10,000 institutions, we are going to select the UK to filter it down a little bit more. And then you're going to get an alphabetized list of the different banks that you can connect to. So if I search for NatWest, and by the way, if you do want to play around with it and not use your own bank account, you're more than welcome to use this sandbox. Just let us know, and then we can give you the login credentials for that. So now that I've clicked on the bank, I've got the QR code and a link. And if I expand the FCA authorization tab, you may see the words Yaply Connect Limited from time to time. They're just the API rails that we use to facilitate that connection. So if we're happy, we're going to click here. We're going to come out of Business Central and into the bank. It's worth you knowing that, because we don't like to store login credentials at all. So now we are out of Business Central and we're going to log in. And then you log in. And if you're a business with multiple bank accounts, then they will all be brought in to your system once you've logged in. and then you can either select multiple accounts or select one at a time or some. The most we've been able to bring in one go is, I say been able to, no one's attempted more, is 277 bank accounts. So, and that was completely fine. So this is to do with the bank's tech stack and what they can allow. So, but if you have any questions and need help getting this configured in your banking portal, then again, let us know. So we're going to select this one that I wish was my bank account. So let's bring this one in. Once we've brought this in, it'll say authentication successful, and then the tab actually disappears. It brings us back into BC, Business Central that is, and then this is showing us that we've got a name, a number, sort code. In some cases, you'll get the IBAN number, and then this red asterisk is Business Central saying we found a connection. Bank's just given us some info. Where are we putting this? So we're going to put this in the NatWest bank account card that I've created earlier. Then we click save. And then from there, if I come out and then go into my bank card, I can see I've got a nice logo here with a balance here, and then I can see an online bank balance here, and you're going to start to see a line graph go up and down. That is reflective of the available balance. This is going to update every hour unless you ask your consultant to extend or shorten that time. It's done via what's called a job queue. Alternatively, you can just click update live balance and then go from there. So that's the connection stage. I'll just round off with this. If you're used to using Xero or QuickBooks, then this is going to be of no surprise to you. Whenever you make a connection to the bank, you have to reconnect every 3 to 6 months. In the UK, it's every 6 months. In the EU, it's every 3 months. It used to be 3 months for the UK as well. But all you'll be prompted with is that QR code and the link to reconnect. And alternatively, if you want to disconnect, then you can just click remove consent. And that's it, you've disconnected your bank. So now that we've connected, I want to pull some transactions. So to do that, we're going to click on bank account reconciliation. Oh, here's one I made earlier. Let's delete that. So there are 2 ways that you can do this. The first way is by going into or creating a new reconciliation, selecting bank and importing your bank statement from there. Or you can click on get transactions from bank. This is not a connected bank, so we're not going to do this. And I actually prefer the path of fewest clicks. So I'm actually going to click on this button here, which is auto run all bank recs. This will call on all the ones that you have connected via Yavrio into your reconciliations page. And from here, you'll just select the date range. Let's just do the past day. If you're working on a reconciliation, you can add to the existing one, or you can create new ones, and you can stack them as you go. Let's go ahead and click OK. From here, I'm going to click here, and I can see that my statement lines have come in to the left, ready to be matched against my ledger entries to the right. None of these are going to match, by the way. But we can see that without using CSV files, we've been able to bring all of these transactions in. There's quite a lot. One thing I will say is we have created a fail-safe feature whereby if you decide to, if you accidentally delete a statement line, what you can do is you can click on bank, you can click get transaction from bank, use the same date range, and then you can it will exclude the ones that you already have in your environment, and it will just give you the one that's missing. So you're not going to duplicate any of your statement lines again. Last thing, I'll just round off with this. If you want to fully automate this process, then what you can do is you can, again, with Advantage's help, you can set up a job queue, and from there, you can automate the statement pools. And once you've automated the statement pools, you can set that to any increment value you want. So for the past day, weekly, monthly, quarterly, if you want to do that. And then you can come in the morning and see your statements ready to be matched. And then from there, you would go about your standard Business Central workflow in either matching manually with these arrows or matching automatically, finding the commonalities between the ledger entries and the statement lines from here. So that's a little bit about pulling the statements. I'm going to load up the payment journal now. So we're going to make a couple of payments. Before whilst I do that, I will just mention on the statement pools, we have duplicated this functionality in the payment reconciliation journals. If you're already using Business Central and that is your workflow, then you can use us on that page as well. We wouldn't be asking you to uproot your existing workflows just to accommodate little old Yavrio. So let's go ahead and make some payments. So we're going to make an open banking payment with fast payments, and then we're also going to make a BACS payment. So to make an open banking payment, I can see I've got a line for 60792. What you're going to do is click on bank, send payments to bank, and then similar to the connection stage, you're going to get the QR code and a link. And this is where I'm when I reference the Amex credit card payment. Think of that when I log into here. So once I've logged in, I've got my available balance, how much is being requested and to who. You're going to confirm the payment. And then from there, again, authentication successful. The tab disappears, brings us back into Business Central. We're going to proceed. And on my environment, it says completed. That's because I don't have a company that requires a separate authorization flow. So at this point, if you have this in place, your bank will then contact the CFO, FD, etc., and you would then confirm that payment. And then once it's been released, then you can click on Get Payment Status, and it will say complete, as in settled. Otherwise, it will say pending. So that's a little bit about the open banking payment. What I'll do now is I'm going to reset this, and I'm going to make a BACS payment because you might not want to pay a faster payment fee, which can be anywhere between 40p and £5 per vendor line. So they definitely stack up if that's not what you want to do. So let's click on Pay with BACS. Now we are about to communicate directly with the BACS Bureau to be able to make our BACS payments, who sit on top of the bank. So once you've communicated successfully with the BACS Bureau can then talk to the bank in whatever instruction you've given. So we've got here waiting authorization. If I load up my email here, we can see me as an authorizer. I've just been emailed to authorize this payment of 60792. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to sign in. I've been brought to this portal here. Now, we've created a separate portal that is connected between you and the BACS Bureau, just so that it's doubly secure. So once it's set up, we have no access to this. But we can see on the bottom line, we can see who the payments are going to. We can see on the payment summary where the payments are coming from. You can also see an authorization lock, who's creating this payment. And then you'll see that once I've authorized the payment, you'll also see me as the authorizer from there. Again, you've got the awaiting authorization there as well. So if you want to poke someone then to get it authorized, then you can do that. So let's go ahead and approve this payment. To approve it, I'm just going to log into my Authenticator app. I'm going to wait it's going to tick over in 1 second. There we go. My heartbeat always goes up a little bit when I'm authorizing a payment because the Authenticator app ticks over. There we go. So we can see that the payment is authorized by myself. It's got the timestamp there, and we can see that it's nice and authorized. Let's go back into the payment journal, and we can click Get Payment Status. So what's happened is I've communicated directly with the Bureau. The Bureau asks us to satisfy set criteria of your authorization flows that you would typically have at the bank level, but now it's at the Bureau level. And then once you've authorized that, then the Bureau will then instruct the bank to release those funds, and the bank will do that. So taking you back into the authorization portal, you can see a list of all of the pending payments. So you can look at all the requested payments, the approved and rejected payments, and on the user management, you can control how many authorizers you have, whether whoever's submitting payments can be authorizers or not. You can also create new users here, and then you can see a list of users from here and what roles they have. Can they just approve payments, or can they approve payments and create new users and set auth values? Alternatively, you can just do it by yourself, and then you can also set your auth values from there. So that is a little bit about the BACS payments. For international payments, if you're interested, then do let Advantage know. I will just round off with this. we're a no contract proposition, very easy to install. As I said, just plug and play, download us into Business Central. If you are looking to test out with Bax, then let Advantage know and they can contact us. We'll just need to connect your bank account to the Bax Bureau to get that rolled out. But we are doing a special offer just for you. So if you want to download Yavrio, if you want to start using Yavrio, we're going to offer a 2-month free trial that will expire at the end of October. So normally it's a 30-day free trial, but we'll extend that for an extra month for Advantage's customers. And that's the presentation. Really appreciate your attention, and I'm happy to hand back over to Adam.
Thanks very much, Phil. I hope you all found that informative and engaging. I certainly did. Very smooth demo. Thanks very much for that, Phil. Now, I suppose we'll sort of reserve a few minutes for any questions. So, just in case anybody does have any questions. I can see there was a question from Tom. So, how can you find out what banks you can connect to?
That's a great question. So you can find the banks that we connect to on our bank coverage page. So if you go on yavr.io, then you can see a list of banks. You can either type your bank or you can select by country and then search for your bank that way. Alternatively, if you don't see your bank, then do let us know. We can triple clarify.
Bro, got another question. So how long do you typically want to? How long do you run a testing period for?
So typically the testing period is for 30 days, but if you we don't charge for UAT anyway, user acceptance testing. So if you want to have an extra month to make sure everything is working fine, then that's all good. What I will say is on the extended free trial, that's going to be regardless if you're in production or UAT. So just keep that in mind. But things happen, and you might need to do a little bit more testing. And we're pretty agile in that regard, so just let us know, and we can keep it extended.
Yeah, got another one. How long does it take to set up?
Oh, so our saying is live in 5. So that's how long it takes to set up. You just got to click on that button, fill out the registration form, and you're good to go from there. So we even had we had 4 users last week just download Yavrio, start using us. I reached out to say, hey, would you like a demo? Do you need any help? They said no. Thought I was going to be made redundant because it was that easy to use. So yeah.
Well, doesn't look like there are any other questions at the moment. Anybody else? Oh. How does the pricing model work, and what are the costs?
So, sure, yeah, I mean, so that's a great question. I won't go too deep into the nitty-gritty of all the pricing, just because every business has different needs. But what I will say is we have an open banking proposition whereby you can you just pay for what you use. So you can we price ourselves on a per bank account basis. So how many accounts do you want to have connected? How many of those accounts connected do you want to make open banking payments from, so faster payments or SEPA, and how many of those accounts do you want to make Bax payments with? As well, there's an additional question with Bax: how many transactions do you want to make? And what we can do is give a quote, and like every SaaS company, there's a monthly price and then there's an annual price at a discounted rate. So just reach out to us. We have an inquiry form that Advantage have. And we basically take that and then we issue a soft quote. And then once you've refined those requirements, then we can give a more detailed quote from there.
Bro, fantastic. I think that pretty much covers everything. There aren't any other questions there. I'd say the only other thing is to bear in mind is that it very much depends on what your requirements are. So that's where Advantage will sort of step in. We would sort of understand exactly what your requirements are, and then we'd present a solution that's best fitting for you. So, like I say, if you want to have a conversation around this and how we can get that sort of integrated into your business, then feel free to reach out. More than happy to help. Last one. Any other questions whilst we're here? No. Okay. Well, just wanted to end that by saying thank you to everybody for taking the time to attend today. Thanks very much for Phil for presenting Yavrio's solution. It's very, very nifty. And yeah, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to reach out. We will be following up with everybody who's attended as well, just to extend our thank you for your time as well. So thank you very much, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Bro. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.